Okay, I want to see if this actually works. Or if YouTube will even show that I'm online, that'd be great. Nice. Okay, alright. I'm actually on screen now. This will not be tracking my mouth that well, as you will be able to tell. But I rigged myself a little model. I think it looks cute. Sorry if you hear chilly. Today's stream is going to be about an art tutorial, actually. As you can see, I've already drawn a little angel down there. I don't have anyone to actually test and see if my stream is going to be working. So if any technical difficulties happen, just let me know in the comments or the... what are they? Hi! Hi, everyone. Okay. I'll just jump right into it because I know people are probably going to watch back on this and try to skip to when I actually start talking about shit. Okay. I'm actually going to start with something that I learned in art college that everyone should probably know before designing a character. It's called balance. I apologize if my parrot is too loud. I can remove her manually from my room. Just let me know. Balance spelled like this, as everyone probably knows. Balance refers to how much space your character takes up when you design them and what it looks like. I don't know how to explain exactly how it is. Sorry if my avatar breaks at any point, by the way. Balance. Best example I can give is... I was going to use this little angel as an example, but I kind of doodled around it. Kind of ruined the effect. Alright. So say you want to design something like a mouse, a little mouse character. Okay, maybe you're not a furry, but let's just say you want to design a mouse character. You have their basics of what you want down for their head. That's a mouse. That's unmistakably a mouse. But you're not sure how to go about the body, because part of you wants to go for a little anthro-like design, a little human-like design. Maybe that's fine. I don't really mind how people design their mice. But, your anatomy, So here's the thing. I've never had an issue with balance, and I didn't actually think this out before I started explaining it. So, I might actually have to think, okay, okay, I should have thought this out before I started the stream. I'm so sorry. And I shouldn't be moving too much because my thing won't be able to track me if I do. You have your mouse. I'll go over what good balance is. Good balance is if your character can be kind of symmetrical. I don't want to say symmetrical, but pleasing to look at, I guess, aesthetically good in terms of spacing. The term balance, let me Google what the term balance means. I went to art college, but I could not for the life of you give you the description of what balance is. I took a test on it. I think I failed it. I might have failed that test. Balance art term. I promise to God, color theory will be so much easier. I already did one video on color theory, so... Balance is one of the basic principles of design, along with contrast, movement, and rhythm, emphasis, pattern, unity, variety. Those are all the ones. I won't be going over all of them, but... Gravity. This thing's saying gravity. Gravity. Alright. So what your character would look like. A water droplet! That's a good example. A water droplet starts off with a very small peak here, and then ends with a large base. It's just nicer to look at. Bad example of balance would be if your character looked like this. And while some people like characters that have really big heads, usually when you're designing a character, you're going to want them to have like an even structure all the way through all of their limbs, how they stand. You're going to want to make it look like they can actually stand. Thank you, Chili. Fucking, she loves to chirp. She loves it. She adores it. When I designed Rhyme, I took balance into account by what I added to him as a robot character in general. Let me just sketch him out here real quick. I was actually upset when I had to design him without his hat, because his hat is what gives him most of his balance. He has a little spiky hat that goes back like this, and a little hoodie that goes out like this. Alright. Let me make this bigger, because I just remembered you guys are seeing it in smaller portions. Rhyme, let's shrink him. Is not unbalanced, because there's nothing out here that looks like it's gonna topple him over, if I were to explain it that way. I remember when I was in art college, somebody had asked me at one point to describe balance to them, and the way I described it, which wasn't going to be what I was going to go with for this video because I didn't think it would make a lot of sense, but I guess I can draw it out. I laid flat on the floor and I said, imagine my body is your art piece. And they said, okay. And then I said, if you put too much of your art piece onto my head, it will crush it. If you put too much of your art piece onto my foot, it'll hurt my foot. Lay your art piece out evenly distributed throughout my body so that I could have a nice pressure stem across my entire form. If my art piece has the character here, it'd be more pleasing to have the character holding two objects than just one object. And if they're holding one object, you might want to have them facing another side of the panel or have them over here. What was that one thing that was going around for a while? Like, that aesthetically pleasing spiral? It's like, the most pleasing thing to look at is something that takes up that spiral shape. I believe that's what it was. That's referencing balance and spacing in your artwork. That's the best way I can describe it. If it didn't make any sense, I understand completely. You might want to go to someone else to explain balance. But I'm going to get into what I actually can discuss, and that is color theory next. Color theory is making your art pop using the color wheel. Here's our color wheel. I'm manipulating it right now. As you can see, there's many different hues on the color wheel, many different colors. You can move it around. Anyone who's used an art program knows what a color wheel is. But if you do not know what color theory is, here is what it is. There's something called complementary colors. Chili. You don't need to be chirping right now, it's okay. Complementary colors are on opposite sides of the color wheel. If you've watched my Art Made Easy video, you already know about this. So let's grab a blue and an orange. You may notice these two colors from a video game called Portal, and that is because they go good together. You may also notice them from other places, mainly because they're very commonly used colors. Another color pair you might be familiar with is blue and red. So if you can catch where I'm going with this, maybe a neon green and neon pink. These are the colors I used for Rhyme. Next to green is the primary color yellow. And that's why these colors look so nice together. It's because of their positioning on the color wheel. So you have your primary colors, which are red, blue, not green, I believe. No, yeah, green. Yellow is not a primary color, is it? Oh my god, I went to art college. Why am I teaching you guys? What made me think this was a good idea to teach you guys about the color wheel? Or art in general. I'm not qualified. Let me color a character for us real quick. Say we're doing our mouse again. And we're using good balance and keeping our mouse of a good design. Stretched out nicely. Both of their hands are the same. There's symmetry going on. Symmetry has a play in balance as well. I have to check every now and then to see if my avatar broke. This is my first time using this little avatar. It's not the best, but I did it myself. Here we go. Sorry if you guys were expecting good art in the stream, you won't be getting it. We'll do that another time. This is mainly just to get my point across. Here's our mouse. Now let's color him in. You may see something going around social medias that are like people making their own color palettes. People take color theory into account when they make their own color palettes. Say, for example, you may see one that's like Sunset Beach or something, and someone goes around the color wheel like this. Grabbing colors that would look nice. Now I will go back around. I will color drop our colors we already have and then go to the opposite side of the color wheel. I do not move the what's it called? The saturation. I'm going to leave that exactly the same. But as you can see, these colors look nice together. Ooh, maybe not that one. I'll leave this. For our color palette, though, I think our mouse should have a icy theme. So I want to keep some nice cool colors. If you're unfamiliar about cool and warm colors, it's pretty simple. The cool colors are on this side of the color wheel, and the warm colors are on this side. Best way to remember it is ice is cold and blue, and fire is red and hot. If you're designing a icy landscape, you may go to the cool colors to do so. If you're designing like a volcanic landscape or a autumn environment, you may use some reds and blues to simulate how chilly it is despite the warm colors outside. I think I did that once on my piece with Wesley, my Ice Cube character. Hey everyone who's pulling in. We're gonna have an icy mouse. As you can see, I'm not really moving the space on the color wheel here, the saturation, or I'm not making it darker, I'm not making it lighter. I'm leaving it in the exact same spot. I'm sure there's a word for it, but it's slipping my mind right now. Next time I do a stream like this, I will definitely be writing down what I'm going to be talking about. Alright. For people who are here who have never used an art program before, I should have gone over this in the beginning. There's something over here called your layers, which is behind my avatar. I will be moving my avatar right now. Okay. Just that over there, those are layers, if you can see my cursor. I will be manipulating the layers. The layers on the very top will be showing up above everything else. The layers at the very bottom will be showing up behind everything else. And that is how I'm actually doing this, in case you needed to know that. Very simple, very fun. Now I will be showing you actually a technique I use for coloring if I want my coloring to look clean, which is very funny considering I just sketched this messily. I zoom in and I take my darkest color and I actually manually fill in these spaces for the character. How many people are here? There's 10 people here. Hi everyone. I'll only be doing this stream mostly for an hour. I just gotta get this all out of my system. Another thing I didn't take into account when doing this is that you're gonna have to watch me color all this. While I'm doing so, I will tell you a fun story about how I dropped out of college. Did I not mention that? I dropped out of art college. I had a shitty teacher. I had two shitty teachers, actually. When I say shitty teacher, I didn't mean they, like, gave us too much homework or didn't teach well. Well, they definitely didn't teach well. They were actively kind of rude to the people I was in class with, my peers. And they didn't like me because I would not let them get away with that. I guess, like, a lot of other students were there by their own money and didn't want to risk getting kicked out, but I was there because my family wanted me to be there, so I really didn't care. The art teacher would call students out on their work and, like, call them to the center of attention to make fun of their artwork, saying they didn't do well enough or they didn't put enough effort into their art without even telling them what they did wrong, which, as you can tell, that would probably not be the best way to teach art. I told my teacher that if she's going to judge people on that, she wasn't really teaching art, she was teaching us propaganda and how to sell it. There's a lot of opinions on how colleges should be doing their art teaching and everything. This one's was solely based on business, and while I can completely understand how they'd want to teach us how to sell our artwork properly, they were very adamant on people having only one style of art. Let me get that across real quick. Only one style of art was good for them. And I wasn't having any of it, because none of my art was realistic, but it was selling pretty well, and they were very insistent on the fact my art would sell even better if I did what they said. Did not enjoy it one bit. The story about the balance was actually one from that college class. A lot of teachers are people who fail to make it big as artists, so they take it out on students. While I mostly... well, I want to say I agree with that. I'm sure there's very great art teachers out there who just are going about it wrong or don't understand how bad it affects the students that they're under. That's as good as we're getting. So normally you'd want to go around with your eraser and clean it up a little bit. We're not doing that. All right. I'm going to have to move myself again. Why don't I just move me to this side? This is a good example of bad balance. I'm looking at it right now. This isn't the best. It's fine. What if I hide myself? This is chill. Alright. You're going to want to be looking at my layers over here, because we're going to be messing around with stuff over here. Can I zoom in more? Hold on. Layer 4 is our color layer. You may have noticed I do not name any of my layers, which is not what you're supposed to do. You should be very organized when you do your artwork. If you're not organized, that's fine. As you can see, I'm doing fine without being organized, but it makes it much easier on you along the way if you are organized. Let's see. You're going to want to right-click this. I don't even know if you can see the windows that pop up when I do this. This might hinder my process. If you right-click layer 4, I'll just describe it. There's a menu that pops up, and you're going to click Import Area as Selection. This will import the entire layer of color. I don't know why Chili is so loud today. There's no reason for her to be. But when you do that, this will allow you to basically recolor this entire layer without coloring anything else. Isn't that nice? It's nice and clean. You can also color drop your colors over here if you select this eyedropper tool. But let's use our palette here to color in our mouse. Using that. I'd like our mouse to have some neon paws, perhaps. Maybe a neon head. Maybe some neon feet. Their tail can be a pink for all I care. That's nice. No, hold on. I want their ears to be this other shade of blue. You know what character uses this palette? I just realized, I think Blue's Clues uses this palette. I didn't mean to make a Blue's Clues palette, but I think I very much did make a Blue's Clues palette just now. I also just realized that we don't have any lighter colors in our palette. I probably should have used one of these. What if we make their... You're gonna see me experimenting a lot with what we have here. I throw on my recording device and then I panic, if you couldn't tell. That's my process. What is this? Is this another purple? We have another purple. This will be your shirt color, bud. This is nice. What if we made your eyes just insufferably a different color? What's funny is I don't really stream alone, so I think the reason Chili is so loud right now is because she thinks I'm talking to myself. She can usually hear other people coming out of my computer. Chili, I'm fine, I promise. Sans mouse? Outdated reference. This is definitely not one of my best works, but the colors are nice! Look at that! The colors are nice! Nice icy mouse. Now, next I'm going to teach you how to color your line art layer. And that's on this layer. It appears layer 1. If you right click it, you're going to import that as selection. That's how I used to do it. Someone else taught me a different way. And that's to check the protect alpha. Check it out. Now you can color in this. This is a blue character. Chili wants to co-host? Yeah, it appears so. Check this out. When you color in line art, you're usually... I guess I'll explain why I did here. But how? The outside of your line art should be darker than the inside of your line art. So, if you noticed, I only colored in the line art that's on the inside here. That gives the illusion that you still have some outline to your character, which is nice. It's not really an illusion, it's just true. Check that out. I get so happy when I make art. I don't think your eyes should be that. Okay, yellow? No. That's a warm color. Why would I put that on our icy color palette? I'm going off the rails. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. There you go. There's our crazy mouse. His name can be Jeffrey. I'm so used to having people to bounce off of when I talk, so when I don't have anyone to bounce off of, I think I did something. Or said something, and I'm just like, alright, everyone's quiet. Okay, I'm actually gonna move myself. Can I move myself back? Yeah, you already know what I did. Now, say you want to add some additional shading to this mouse. You want to do it real quick. You don't really want to go back into our layer here and shade it all manually. Well, I got some great news for you. You can do that by using a clipping layer. You're going to make another layer on top of this blue one, which is our color layer. You're going to select this clipping check mark next to protect alpha. A lot of programs have this kind of, you know, set up to how your blending layers are going to be working. So I'm using Fire Alpaca, but I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a basic tutorial on any art program. This is just the go-to for digital artists every single day. Multiply. There. Okay, here's your blending layers. Can I make this bigger? This is probably going to be hard to see. What if I just read it? I don't even think the blending layer menu is going to pop up. when you open the blending layers, you'll see that you have a big list of like words that say multiply, add, subtract, divide, overlay, screen, lighten, darken, and it looks like a big complicated mess. It is not. Do not worry, it is not a complicated mess at all. All of these just mean that the layer that you have right now is going to be doing different things. I don't even have all of them memorized. I use all of them in my artwork. They're all random to me. It's always a magical like experience to select one of these and it to do something that looks good. So as you can see, because it's a clipping layer, everything behind our character is not going to be affected. Only things on this color layer are going to be affected because it's clipping onto this layer. So if we change our background color, as you can see, there's nothing. This shading layer will not be affecting anything in the background, and it's nice. I always like to use a gray because like it makes the colors pop out more. I've been doing that a lot lately. Hi, Lark. I'm worried if you join, we're going to be getting off track. But I know for a fact everything's going to like be a lot easier if you're here. But I'll think about it. I'll think about it for my next part because I'm going to be doing some little short animation to show people how to do animation, and I'm going to be not being able to look at my comments, and I don't really have many stories to tell. All right, let's see here. As you can see, I used a blue shading for this because we are using a blue palette. We could use a warm shading if you want, but it looks a little bit funky, as you can see. If you're looking for like an old, like, old looking inside shading, I guess, if your character's indoors, that's what you'd do. I guess you'd use a warmer color, but we're not doing that. We're outside. We're in the cold. We're Icy Mouse. Jeffrey? Did I name them Jeffrey? I feel like I did. Did I just think about it? Who knows? I'm losing my mind as I'm doing this. I'm gonna go back. All right. Multiply. I'm currently on multiply with the shading layer. If I click add, it turns it white apparently. If I click overlay, it makes it a little bit lighter. If I click exclusion, exclusion means that it's taking it and shifting the color from what I assume over to here. It makes it look like it's excluded from the piece. There's soft light. We didn't really use light, but if we used white, this is what soft light would look like. If we used hard light, it would turn white. You can change how all of this looks over your character by changing the like opacity of it. There's saturation, which only changes the saturation. And here's the one I use a lot, which kind of reveals a lot of how I cheat in my art. If we go up to a very top layer, I'm not even going to worry about clipping. If I get Chilly out, will she stop beeping? Hold on. If I get Chilly out, I just don't want her to be screaming. Here. Okay. All right. She's out. Maybe that'll keep her quiet for a bit. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm really bad at keeping a solid train of thought and thinking at all, so I hope anything I'm saying makes sense. I am genuinely trying to describe it in the best way I can. Oh, color! Color layer, that's what I was doing. Actually, okay. I'm gonna import this area as selection, because clipping layers will not work unless they are right above the layer that you're working with, color-wise. I'm going to only color in that layer with blue. Check what happens when I click color from our blending tab. Drop-down menu. changes everything to blue. Isn't that crazy? I love it. I use it all the time. It really helps with pieces that I don't really have a set color scheme for yet, and that I'd have to make all the colors match eventually. You can also change the opacity on it and make it, the colors we use beneath it kind of pop more. Alright. Now, here's something I want to warn you about. And I want to see if this will make... Okay. Yeah. If you want all of these to be on one layer, you're going to want to merge the layers manually. If you have a clipping layer on top of this layer, which is our shading, you're going to want to merge that shading layer in with that first, and then you're going to want to work your way down with the other layers. And our color layer's messing it up a little bit. Let's see here. There's probably easier ways to do this, the same way I used to be teaching people how to use the protect alpha technique, but with importing the entire area as a selection, as so. If you have other ways... Actually, have I been doing anything that you guys have, like, thought has been complicated? Because I'm wondering if you guys could teach me something. Could you guys? There's a lot I don't know. That'd be neat. I'll look in the chat occasionally if you have any tips for me based on what I'm sharing right now. Something I like to do too for my artwork. Why did I undo all that? I like to use something called Chromatic Aberration. Don't do too much of it because it can cause some eye strain for folks who have eye strain problems like me. That might be a biased opinion. Looky here. To get to your Chromatic Aberration, you're going to go to the filter, which is next to the layer and the edit and the file that's on the very top toolbar. When you hover over that in Fire Alpaca, you can go down, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on the 5th selection area tab. When you click it, it allows you to have this effect to your art. It's probably not going to work that good on our blue palette now that I'm thinking about it. I don't really think too hard. Oh, that looks nice, actually. You can move the X and the Y axis for how your art is kind of made to pop out. All right, nice. Lastly, on color in general and how I color my pieces, people have asked me how I get my grain over top of my artwork. There is a way to do it easily in Fire Alpaca without using Creative Commons licensed stuff off of Google, but I'll show you exactly how to do that in a second. But first, I'm going to show you what you can do in Fire Alpaca, which is you can go to make another layer over top of everything you have right now. And if you go to Filter and scroll down, it's the same place we click the Chromatic Aberration. Underneath Chromatic Aberration, there's Unsharp Mask, the blurs that you'd want in your pieces if you want to make it look like your character's moving. There's Mosaic, which I use a lot, actually. I'll point that out real quick before we do the grainy texture that I put over my art. Here's the Mosaic. It makes your work look pixelated. What I'm doing right now is I'm turning it up and down. So now our mouse looks pixelated. This is only for replicating what I do in my art, by the way. You guys are free to do whatever you want with your art. There's all types of great art. If you want some grain over it, I'll show you how to do that now. So what you see here are your two colors in your color wheel palette at the top left. Is anything covering that on my stream? Nope. You see me switching them back and forth. Right now we have blue and white. Something I like to do when I add grain to my work is I like to use a warm color and a cool color. It gives kind of a similar effect to the Chromatic Aberration. I believe that's how it's pronounced. We'll use a purple and an orange here. Those are my two go-tos. And in the filter tab under the Mosaic, the extracting lines, Chromatic Aberration, there's things you can select called cloud and sand. Cloud and sand are common overlays used in artwork. Here's one of them. This is cloud, and it's using our two colors we selected here. Here's sand. It's more grainy. It's using the two colors again. What we're going to do is we are going to go back before we selected it, import this area as a selection, or use a clipping layer, whichever one you please. Then we are going to import the sand. So now you see our character is completely covered, but that's fine. We go to the blending layer, which is under opacity, and we're going to select overlay. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And if you want like a softer grain on it, you can go back and select cloud. And there you go. This mouse does not look as bad now that I've used that many edits. Jeremy, you look great. Alright, I need to check my chat. I haven't checked it in a while. Let me look. No further comments. That's fine. Alright. I'm going to pull up... you can't see this right now. But I'm going to go onto Google and search what I usually do, which is watercolor texture. And you do not want to steal anybody's artwork, so we are not going to immediately search through everything we see here. There's something on Google called the Tools tab. Maybe I should just... Nah, I don't want to mess around with that. It's not that hard to learn. It's under where you can see images, videos, books, shopping, more, etc. You go farther to the right, and there's something called Tools. It'll pop you up a secondary menu, and then there's something called Usage Rights. You're going to click Creative Commons license, and then you can start selecting from that list. Thanks for being kind to me. I'm all over the place today. Once you've selected it, you can copy and paste it into this. Well, let's remove our other grain real quick. No. Copy and paste it in here. Make it big. Select OK. Click multiply. Usually it goes over all my backgrounds. If you want it over only the character, which is what I probably should have done first, we're going to import that area as a selection again. I'd love to, actually. Wow, this is something I've never actually... What is happening? Why is it the one time I want to show people how I do things, I learned something completely new? What just happened? What is this? What is this? Like, I can see it's that, but... Fire alpaca? Can I... Maybe my brain is just scrambled, but I have never seen this happen before. Okay, this is fun. My partners are gonna bully me so bad. They always say I break things only on stream, and they are completely right. I don't know what I just did there. If anyone would like to let me know, please type it below in the comment section later or now, please. Alright. What on earth? Alright. You're gonna go back up. Once you've imported this area as a selection, you're going to go back up to our layer here. and you're going to inverse that selection. You go to select, there's the all, deselect, and inverse, and then underneath it says expand, contract, etc., but we're not using those right now. You're just going to click inverse. This inverses your selection and allows you to erase everything around it. So now it is just over top of what we selected on our main color layer here. Now we can mess around with the blending layers of this. Isn't that nice? And if you change your background, not even affected. That's lovely. I feel like a kind of a fool explaining all this because I do this every single day and I feel like I'm just giving people the normal rundown. But I know some of you don't use like art programs every single day, so this could be new to you. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna invite Larkin to call. Oh. You know what? I might have accidentally done it too early. I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely did do something wrong there. Alright, so here's our mouse. That's how you use the grainy effect that I use in my artwork. Let me delete all this. I wish it didn't do this, but sometimes when I open Fire Alpaca, it takes my delete tab and it like pushes it all the way to the end, and I have to click a separate arrow to delete anything. That's lovely. Alright. Let me get Larkin here. She just messaged me to let me in. Alright, I have to put on my headphones then if we're doing that. I did not test the audio. I don't even know if you'll be able to hear her at first. She's not picking up. Hi. Oh, you're not on my headset yet. Hold on. Is this even connected to the right place? Hello?
Hello?
Still not connected. I usually do all this ahead of time.
Sounds like a skill issue.
It's not a skill issue.
It sure is.
It's not a skill issue.
It's a skill issue. Can chat hear me yet?
No, they can't. They could probably hear you through my microphone.
Hi, chat.
No, don't speak to them yet.
Hi, chat.
No.
Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
This
now.
isn't legal. You're supposed to be heard nicely. Actually, they might hear you, but it's gonna be like weird because
What do you mean?
my microphone's gonna be echoing you back. Where is the... I'm losing it. I'm gonna close that real quick while I mess around.
Saying hello to me.
1 second. I'm gonna mean to Larkin boot her off for just a quick moment while I try to figure out what my headphones want. I used these yesterday. I might just use my earbuds again, actually. Because I don't have time to mess around with this. We are live. Thanks everyone for putting up with my shenanigans. If you can even still hear me. Who knows? Lark? Nothing I put into my headphones. I mean, nothing I plug into my computer wants to give me your voice.
I mean, chat heard me fine.
Okay, it's working now. Can everyone hear Lark now that she won't be echoing back?
They were always able to hear me and it didn't echo. I was watching stream.
Were you echoing back? Because usually I put on my headphones and you echo back and I feel bad.
I was not.
Wow. That's so cool.
Wow.
That's so cool. Alright. Thanks everyone for sticking around for that mess. I'm going to actually show you how to animate now.
Share me your screen.
Alright. Here you go.
Oh, it'd be so cool if YouTube showed me chat. I would like to see it.
Huh?
YouTube won't show me chat.
You're so loud, but I can't click FN to turn you down because every time I click FN, my avatar breaks. Alright. I'm back.
I'm saying chat doesn't show up for me on fucking YouTube of all things. Hello?
Hi.
No, I can
What
hear
do
you.
you want?
YouTube chat is broken for me, like on the website.
You don't get YouTube chat. I wish we had one streaming software that functionally worked.
That's
A lot of
funny
them are
because none of
broken.
them do.
None of them do. They're all broken nowadays. Alright, first thing I want to teach you guys about animation is the ball. And all of you might be thinking, haha, I'm not animating a ball, I want to animate a character. You gotta animate a ball first. I'm so sorry to tell you, but it's true. Fire Alpaca has an animation mode. I'm gonna select that right now. Animation mode is turned on. These are going to be all of our frames now, instead of layers. Where do I put this? Hold on a minute. Oops, that's not my thing. Oops. Usually I can find a place to... Uh-oh, that's not where I wanted it. I can find a place to put this under here. Because what's weird is that Fire Alpaca starts you from the bottom when you animate. It does not start you from the top. So if you're animating on Fire Alpaca with your layers over here, it makes everything run from the bottom and up. And what's really funny is that I never, put that together when I was animating for the first time. So I always would animate normally, like, my top layer here was going to move this line this direction, but it never did. When I exported it, it would move the line that direction. So I always have to input it into a secondary source that reversed my GIF because Fire Alpaca hurt me.
You're insane.
What do you mean I'm insane? I just didn't know how to do it.
It never occurred to you that, maybe I should not do it one direction. Maybe I should start from the bottom. Because when I start from the top, it does it backwards.
It did occur to me just yesterday.
How long have you been animating?
I've been animating backwards for as long as I can remember.
Yes, give me the time.
I can't. Time's hard.
No, you can. You just don't want to.
It's hard.
Is it?
Yeah. The ball! I forgot I was animating the ball. Shoot. Okay, ball. We're doing it from the bottom up because I can't figure out how to put my navigator at the bottom to make it make sense. Here's animation. I'm gonna delete that. You can see it for a sec. Alright. First things first, our ball is going to start up here, and it's going to fall. Now, what new animators would usually do is they would think, oh, me animating a ball falling, if I want it to be smooth, would mean I'd need so many layers that go like this until the ball hits the ground, and then I'd have to animate it going all the way back up. That is not true. That was a beginner's mistake. I made the beginner's mistake. I didn't know how to animate when I first started. I did all these mistakes I'm talking about. You are actually going to want to learn about ease in and ease out. So our ball here is going to be falling. So the ease in is going to be slow at first. But then when we get to this area, the ball is going to start moving quicker because of gravity. So we're going to actually skip it and go straight down to here where the ball is going to hit and flatten. Perhaps a little bit higher, actually. Copy this layer. Move it up. This is ball bouncing. This is what you're going to want to do for your ball bounce. What did I do here? This feels wrong. Hold on. What just happened?
Did you put it out of order?
Oh yeah, they're out of order.
You did it.
Lesson
You're
one.
teaching people to animate.
Lesson 1 of animation. Don't use fire alpaca. But if it's all you have, it's all you have. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're here.
I don't think that's the catchphrase. I don't think that's it.
I think I got it from like an auto-generated Olive Garden commercial that an AI did.
The only reason why I know the Olive Garden slogan is because they said it like 4 times in the Sonic movie for some fucking reason.
They were advertising Olive Garden. Oh shoot, my phone keeps
They
turning
also
on.
advertise Zillow for some fucking reason too. As if the people who are going to the Sonic movie are going to be buying houses. In this economy?
In this
I'm
economy?
at the fucking Sonic movie. Who do you think is watching this?
There you go. There's your. Oh shoot, Lark. No, I just realized I can't show them the window I'm working with either. So they're not going to be able to see what this looks like when it moves.
Just tap the switch frame thing really fast.
Okay.
Just switch through the frames really fast. That's how animation works. It's just pictures moving past each other.
Yeah. Oh, my avatar looks really upset about something. Oh, is it back? Okay.
Just
Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Isn't that nice? It looks like it's bouncing. And we didn't even have to put any layers here. All right, now to enhance this, you're going to want to go and make it stretch and squish. Stretch and squash? I don't remember what the actual term is.
stretch didn't.
Stretch
I
and,
don't know.
stretch and squishing is when you manipulate the object that you've drawn out in the animation and make it look like it's more dynamic moving. So let's.
Like, have you guys seen that video on Twitter where a guy picks up a balloon and throws it in the air, and it's full of water, but then when it drops on the floor, it doesn't pop? It's like that. And if you haven't seen that, well, just imagine it within your mind's eye. You'll get it.
I'm gonna change the name of this like uploaded video to "Never Animate with Fire Alpaca," but but I feel like that would make people really angry for those people who only animate in Fire Alpaca. I won't do that now that I'm thinking about it, but good lord. Here, now it looks more fluid now that it's hitting the ground. And once you've got the ball down, then you can animate characters like that. You might have seen
Draw your favorite OCs slamming into the ground at Mach 5.
I mean, if your OC is Kirby or Kirby adjacent,
Or a cartoon character.
or a cartoon character, that'd be fine. Because all OCs fall into the category of Kirby adjacent, and not Kirby. So, all right. No.
My first OCs I've ever made were actually Kirby OCs, so
Really?
you're not wrong.
Oh,
Yes.
Something else I want to teach you real quick about animation. I'm not sorry, I love you to death, but I have to get this off my chest before I forget about it because I'm clinically diagnosed with psychosis. And my thoughts are everywhere at every moment. Okay. What's fun? Some fun thing you can do with your squished ball on Fire Alpaca and your shitty animation is you can copy the layer and you can make it move. Alright, so say this is going to be happening between these two layers. You're going to take the layer between those two. You're going to move it down just slightly. This is called overshot. It makes your object slightly bounce. This works best where, I guess a good example of it would be... Oh, look at my VTuber avatar. Isn't it fun? Isn't it great? You can see I did some overshot with when it moves this way really fast. If it'll track my face, my wings shake a little bit. That's because the frame that it does for a split second. Is it doing overshot? I can't even tell. It looks like it does sometimes. It's a little bouncy at the end of its motion, because rarely things come to a complete stop. A lot of this information I actually got that describes it better than what I'm describing it as is from a user. Let me see if I can find the video. I'm gonna promo someone else's because my art stream is shit. I'm just kidding. I love myself every day. Hi, Lark.
It's also good because I'm here too.
Yeah, it's good because you're here too. But I'm so glad my content is dependent on Lark being here. Thank you, Lark. Where's the history? I watched this video earlier and it's really good. Beginner's mistakes in animation. Is this it? Oh, it's called Animation Basics: 4 Principles to Make Drawings Move, and it's by Bam Animation, and they did amazing. If you want to be an animator and you're interested in what I'm telling you here, and you want to take the effort into learning about it, check out that person's video. All right. I'll be honest. I don't really... What else did I say I'd teach you guys about in a horrible, unprepared manner?
How to draw my OC.
I'm not drawing your OC. Commission me. Oh, if anyone wants to commission me, check out my description. I have my commission.
Yeah, that's a segue. This is actually a bit.
This is a bit.
Hey, if I were to commission you, how would I do that?
Look in the description.
I hit my computer.
Look in the description of this video. Shoot.
That's crazy.
I've been asked to show my process in character design, but I typed all this: balance, color theory, movement, and personality. Personality! Let me teach you about personality. A lot of people say they enjoy my art because I put a lot of expression into my piece, and expression really gives character to your character. Let's draw Ice Mouse again. Exaggerating expressions is what really brings your characters to life. Actually, we won't use Ice Mouse. Jeremy's had his good run, but I actually want to call myself out on something that my partner Bubby told me, which makes me laugh every single time, and it's that I never draw Lottie on model. If anyone doesn't know who Lottie is my onion character from my comic Rhyme and Reason. We did a video on it just recently, if you want to check that out. When I draw Lottie, his expressions are usually tame, pretty lazy-eyed like this. But if he's scared, you'll see a noticeable change in his expression, because I'll draw the eyes bigger. I do this in panels to really exaggerate Lottie's reactions to things, because Lottie's always very stoic. Here's 2 Lotties. Bubby, I don't remember what he was saying, but he pointed out that, like, when I draw Lottie, it doesn't ever look like the same character. And I think it's because Lottie has a circular head, and I never rely on the circle tool to actually make him. So his head just kind of changes shape when I want it to. All right, so that's a stoic character. It's all an expression. All an expression. That's how you bring your characters to life. Rhyme is my most crazy character. Rhyme is our main antagonist robot in Rhyme and Reason. Let me zoom. He usually has like a really crazy smile going on. When I draw cartoon eyes, I draw them next to each other. And then if I want to like layer them, I just erase whichever way the character's facing. Like if they're facing that way, I'll erase this line, etc. Right? So Rhyme's face is usually this. And I like to give like a little extra line bag under Rhyme's eyes just to show he's been through a lot, I guess. I don't know. Something else I like to do for fun with Rhyme's eye is I usually only give him one iris around his pupil. I didn't even draw the rest of Rhyme. I can already tell this is I didn't even draw it. This could be Lottie with sharp teeth for all someone else knows. Right? I have same face syndrome, but not ashamed. Sometimes I have to go back and make Rhyme's face a little less chunky.
God, he draws fucking fast, dude.
Oh. I apologize. You have
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that you have to see Rhyme that quickly. Big smile, crazier, exaggerated expression. Less trustworthy in any character I create. Except for Mac, who always makes over exaggerated expressions. Looks like a freak, but genuinely means well.
I think if more than half the cast looks like a freak. Look at Birthday.
Birthday is a freak. That's fine. She's allowed. I picked that up from one of our past friends, the "they're allowed" thing.
They're allowed.
They're allowed, and it's nice. All right. Now, when I draw Rhyme sad, people have pointed this out. Rhyme is a character that changes emotion very quickly. Usually, just very sporadic. Some of Rhyme's expressions kind of pave Rhyme as a character that way too. Because if I make Rhyme not having these exaggerated expressions, people have said he looks very polite and kind.
He does look polite and kind.
Or normal. Almost. Yeah. See? It's all an expression. And you can already tell what kind of character Rhyme is, mostly, by these two expressions alone. Personality. That's what you do.
Draw him shredding a hamburger.
I will not draw him shredding a hamburger. I can draw, actually another thing I wanted to mention was movement. I actually read it off on that list. I just don't want to get into it. Movement is when, it's your posing on your character. I'll draw Lottie and Mac, separately. So people who don't know who Lottie and Mac are, once again, the Onion and my therapy robot, Macintosh. I'll draw them very quickly here. They're dating. Why are you so quiet?
I'm watching. What do you want me to do?
What? No, okay. What? No. Okay. Now you see how. Now you see how it feels.
I'm watching.
No.
I am simply observing.
Like not knowing what to fucking say when I'm doing this shit.
I'm watching because I like seeing your process.
I have to fill
Not
out
because I
every
don't know what
silent.
to say.
I have to fill up
Do you
every
want me?
silence.
Do you want me to become the sole commentator as you draw? I
No.
don't think you want me to do. Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought.
actually, I don't. Actually, go back to being quiet. Forget I said anything.
No, no, thank
What
you.
do you mean? Is that a train? Do you got trains over there?
Is there a train?
Holy shit. Alright.
I mean, I do got trains here.
Here's Lottie shape. And I'll draw, his partner Mac.
He's gonna climb that man like a tree.
No! Boom, boom. All my earbuds are falling out. Everything's going to shit. I'm excited.
He claws at them like a cat tower.
Yeah. Read our webcomic, by the way, Rhyme and Reason. It's fun. It's on Tumblr under the URL RAR Archive, which is RAR-archive. We put a lot of effort into it. We just finished an event with one of our characters. We do some ARG stuff with it. It's really nice, really fun. It's about recovery from abuse. So if that's a trigger for you, please don't read it, I guess. I'm reverse advertising now.
Read it with discretion.
Read it with discretion.
Okay, let's say there is a info card as well. Read through it and read through the potentially triggering content list. If any of those break the deal for you, maybe don't read it. It'll be fine.
Do you want to see this cute robot character cry and break down? Read Rhyme and Reason.
I love his little crop top.
Yeah, it's so cute. I love Macintosh. Alright. Now I gotta shrink Mac. Make them scaled right. Scale, important in art. Another good solid thing. Oh shoot, I just opened it. Shoot. Stop opening it. D. Control D. Alright. Oh, some fun shortcuts if you're thinking about being a digital artist and you don't know about them. Control Z goes back. Control Y goes forward. This is different on a lot of different art programs, but this is for Fire Alpaca. Control Z is something you'll hear artists do all the time, which is if you hear them clicking and you see everything going backwards. That's the dreaded Control Z.
Just undo.
Undo, 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 undo. You didn't do a line right? Control Z. Alright. These two. You can already tell they're very different in personality just by how I drew them here, how their posture is, how they're both semi, like, slouched over.
Slouched
over. But you can tell they are both very different characters, very different, I guess, people, just by what their facial expression is when they're in this position. Now I could draw Mac sad. It's not how Mac usually is, but even if I drew Mac sad, the way I designed Mac kind of still makes them look very goofy. If I want to make Mac extra sad, I give Mac the rendered eyelids, or maybe the actual sad Mac expression, which is wobbly mouth, while Lottie kind of just stays the same. Lottie could be happy or sad in this position. You never know until I draw the dialogue.
Give him a smile, but it's very subtle, so it looks just like a line.
Happy. What?
You know that like smile that's like very, 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 very like subtly curved up at the end? That's Lottie as a character. Yeah, like that.
This?
He's like, is he upset? Is he smiling?
You'll never know.
You gotta ask him.
You have to ask. Alright. Well, there are all the basics. There's everything I do on Fire Alpaca, how I make my webcomic, how I've done all my commissions over all the years. You know, everything I have under my sleeve. I guess I can end the stream here. I didn't really think of anything else to do. I might...
You might?
I might.
You
Sorry,
might.
I just opened up... my computer has, like, this really weird app where it's like... This is the Xbox app. Open Xbox. And I'm like, I don't want to open Xbox. I don't even have an Xbox. Okay.
Don't Imagine not having an Xbox. I
Imagine not
say
having
as
an
I don't have an
Xbox.
Xbox.
I never have an Xbox. My character broke again. So here's the thing. When I use this VTuber stuff, it has trouble tracking my face because in real life I have bangs similar to my Sona character here, and they go over my eyes. So it doesn't know what to do when it's trying to track my face. So I have to put like a really silly hat on.
When it breaks, it looks nervous.
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 Nervous. All right, everybody.
Nerve.
Thank you for joining us. I might be doing a lot more streams in the future if I can actually formulate my thoughts when I'm sitting alone in my room.
You should write a script.
I don't want to write a script. That feels fake.
Not a real script, just like block segments. Like,
I was gonna do
okay,
that.
yeah, that's what script writing. That's what you do for streams. You write a script. Like, you don't write every line or your punchlines because that's weird and overly engineered, some Disney shit. But just be like, okay, if I finish this segment and I don't know what to do, then do this. That's it.
Yeah.
Have a story
do
that you
that.
have committed to memory. That's it.
That's how I write. That's how we write our webcomic. I guess I could structure my streams like that.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us.
Okay, bye.